With the souvenir packages and the rest of the major items hopefully set to be removed in just a few days from now, today I want to cover what's happening now and just overall the best investments you should be looking at right now before we see them ideally take off in price. So as always, if you enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. And quickly before we get into it, check out my sponsor, FreeCash. FreeCash is an easy to use site where you can earn money by completing simple tasks on your PC. By going to the Earn tab, there's short surveys you can fill out, mobile games you can play, and videos you can watch to earn coins which you could turn into cash instantly. On average, it only takes around 18 minutes until users cash out for the first time, and there's an average of $18 earned a day. Their withdrawing methods are also incredibly diverse and give you all the options you want. There's gift cards, skins, crypto, PayPal, really anything you want, and I'll agree we'd make some easy money if you've got some spare time. So be sure to check out FreeCash today with that link in the description, and sign up with my link for a free 100 coins. But for now, let's get right into the video. So first of all, I very quickly want to cover souvenir packages one last time. If you want the full rundown on those, be sure to check out my most recent video from yesterday, but TLDR, I still have really high hopes. Just from yesterday alone, supply has fallen off a pretty notable amount. Take note of the Mirage and Dust 2 collections at the top and bottom of your screen. These numbers are from yesterday, about 24 hours ago of me recording this, and now these numbers are from right now that you're seeing on your screen. So supply has fallen off about 1,000 in the Dust 2 collection and a couple hundred in the Mirage collection, which is really good to see if you're an investor. I think now that these packages contain operation skins that are in the game right now, with the operation going on, there's still going to be a ton of hype behind them, and we could already see that with the decreasing supply on the market so far. These things are just being bought up in mass still. So souvenir packages still looking good for me right now, and getting them while they're still in game would theoretically be the best time to get them, as they're still locked in at that $3 price point in game. So that's roughly what they're gonna hover around on the market until we, I guess, take off that chain or whatever, remove them from the game, and then we could see that start to take off. So what else do I have my eye on right now? Well, definitely still all the skins that we saw have a huge price increase just over a week ago. I'm gonna zone in on some specific ones here because a lot of them have acted differently since that whole ordeal happened. If you guys remember, we saw some insane increases in price in just 24 hours time in all older operation skins, some newer operation skins like the Desert Hydra especially, and even stuff spanning towards the play skin side of things, with butterfly knives even having a really good month. Something you very rarely see with play skins especially. Just a consistent trend upwards in the past 30 days, except for the big spike that we saw on the 5th when Bitcoin crashed, and then I ended up making 2 videos about that whole situation. But now that we're past that, and it just shows that that was a big spike and that was not normal, even though things have died down, the butterfly knife is still increasing in price. So it's very, very interesting. But let's take a step back from this and look at the Emerald Desert Eagle again from Shattered Web. A skin I've been using, I guess we could say, as a benchmark of all the Shattered Web skins, as it was definitely one of the most popular. But since this whole ordeal, all operation skins have died down a bit from the December 5th spike, but still are sitting flat at a mark a considerable amount above of what they were sitting at for months before the spike on December 5th happened. And I think because of this, it's clear that we should be entering a period where way less people are willing to sell these older operation skins that act as investments as well, just because selling at this point would be stupid, and a lot of people have just held onto them for too long to really make it worth selling at this point. And here's why I think just the whole idea of selling now is stupid. We've clearly established a long-term support level after the release of Operation Riptide that I don't think is going to get broken through at all unless we get a new operation. Then we might test that level again and possibly fall through it, but now we're a considerable margin above that point. People have proven for months that they won't sell below this roughly $155 range on the Steam market, and whatever that long-term support might be on the third-party sites, it'll be a bit cheaper, but you'll see pretty much the same trend with the same support line that kind of just sits flat. Either way, I think these older operation skins that aren't absurdly oversupplied are the best thing to look at right now. They're starting to show signs of life, they're showing growth past the long-term support level that we established with Riptide, and if worse comes to worse and things somehow crash, whether it's with a new operation or something else, number one, it shouldn't happen until a new operation drops, as I can't really think of anything that would cause as big of a dip as we saw with Riptide if it's not another operation, and number two, it shouldn't be below that $150 price range we've already established and held as support for months at a time. So it definitely wouldn't be all lost if we got to that point, which is pretty much the doomsday scenario. The final thing on my list right now that I want to cover is actually going to be some of the Stockholm 2021 stickers, specifically some golds, because to my surprise and what should be a lot of people's surprise, these things actually have quite a bit going for them, or at least some of them do. The mouse gold being the first thing that I want to cover. This thing was only at around the $10 range at the beginning of the 75% off sale, but has since climbed to over 3 times that at some points, and now sits at around the $27 range, so still a huge increase from what it was at the beginning. Now, part of the reason for this is surprisingly because it's so low in supply, which is a complete flip from what we saw with RMR stickers and investing being so high in supply. The mouse gold specifically is in the Challengers capsule, which on the market is the least in quantity by far, so you gotta assume nowhere near as many people are opening it as they are the other two. So only around 13,500 are currently listed on the market compared to 19,000 Contenders capsules, which is still pretty low, and then a massive 165,000 Legends sticker capsules. So it's pretty clear what the players want and which one the favorite is, but despite one being the favorite, that doesn't mean the other two are just kicked away in the dirt and left in the dust. They still have actual value, and it could be even better for investors. So obviously, less of the Challengers capsules being unboxed, less supply, and with these stickers being so desirable because they actually look good this time around, it looks like the demand is actually there so far to keep up with that. So now, there are a couple of things we have to worry about though. We can't just say this is, all rainbows and sunshine, because this is investing at the end of the day. There is going to be risks. Number one, is Valve going to stay true to removing these major items from the game on the 20th? If that happens, I'm sure we'll see a spike in these major items, whether that be in souvenir packages or sticker capsules or just stickers. And because of that, are we, number two, going to see the same thing happen as we did with RMRs, because we've got a huge amount of oversupply if Valve don't remove these things on the 20th? Because it doesn't really look like there is a huge oversupply issue right now, unless it's with the Legends capsules, because there's just an insane amount of people who are willing to buy these things, even with the price increasing. So a whole different situation than I thought was going to happen, especially with how bad RMR was, but it looks like there's actually some hope. I suppose that's a risk you're going to have to make if you invest in these things right now, but either way, if you do end up investing in them, I also made a video correlating that where I go really in depth on it, so I would recommend watching that, as I don't just want to repeat all the same things I said in that video here, but I pretty much did a TLDR of it here. If you want the full-blown information, you could go check out that video. But yeah, besides that, I think those are my 3 main investments to look at right now. They're the 3 main things that have potential for the biggest moves in my opinion, and I think we're going to see some really spicy price action in the next week if Valve holds true to this December 20th date. But yeah, overall, if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new. But for now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.